Have you ever wondered why some people seem to carry a quiet joy, a peace that doesn't flicker even when storms rage around them? There was, in a small village nestled among rolling hills, an old woman, her face etched with the lines of time, but her eyes sparkling with an inner light. People sought her out, not for riches or power, but for the simple, profound wisdom she held within her heart. They asked her, "How, old lady, do you always seem so happy? Don't the sorrows of the world touch you?" She smiled, a gentle, knowing smile, and that's where our story truly begins. But her journey to this serenity was not a smooth path, not a life untouched by grief. She began to tell them, her voice a soft, melodic thread weaving through the air, about her own past. She spoke of a time when she was young, a wife and mother, filled with the simple joys of family life. They were not wealthy, yet they were rich in love and laughter. However, the shadow of illness fell upon her husband, and despite their desperate efforts, he passed away. Grief, a heavy, suffocating blanket, enveloped her. She wept, she mourned, she felt as though the very essence of happiness had been ripped from her soul. Yet, life, as it always does, continued its relentless march. Therefore, she faced a choice. Her children needed her, and she, in the depths of her sorrow, realized that wallowing in despair would not bring her husband back. But how could she find happiness again when her heart felt so broken? She began to look at life with a different perspective, a perspective that slowly, painstakingly filled the subtle beauty hidden within the everyday. She understood that life, like a river, flowed with both calm currents and turbulent rapids. She decided, then and there, that she would not allow the rapids to steal her joy. Yet, this decision was not a magic wand, waving away all sorrow. Each morning, she told the young man who asked her the question, "I tell myself, today is a new day, and I will find something to be grateful for." Some days, she admitted, were harder than others. However, she persisted, seeking out the small moments of beauty, the warmth of the sun, the delicate bloom of a flower, the kind smile of a friend. There is always something, she emphasized, something to be thankful for. But what about the truly terrible times, the times when life seems to crush you beneath its weight? The young man, his brow furrowed with concern, asked this very question. The old woman, her eyes filled with understanding, acknowledged that it was not easy. She explained that she reminded herself that everything, even the deepest sorrow, is impermanent. This too will pass, she would whisper to herself, a mantra against the storm. She focused on the good that remained, her health, her friends, the simple fact that she was alive. Therefore, she taught herself to see the world, not through the lens of what was lost, but through the lens of what remained. She emphasized that happiness is a choice. You can choose to dwell on the negative, to allow the darkness to consume you. Or you can choose to seek out the light, to find joy in the small moments, to appreciate the present moment. Yet, it is not a simple choice, not a single decision. It is a continuous practice, a daily commitment to finding the good. But it is a practice that yields immeasurable rewards. The young man, his heart touched by her words, thanked her for her wisdom. He left her cottage, determined to apply her teachings to his own life. From that day forward, he made a conscious effort to find something positive in every situation. Slowly, he began to notice a shift within himself. Even when faced with challenges, he found a sense of peace, a quiet joy that sustained him. Therefore, he learned to live in the present. The old woman's story spread throughout the village, like ripples in a pond. People began to understand that happiness was not about external circumstances, but about internal perspective. They learned to cultivate gratitude, to appreciate the simple things, to find joy in the present moment. They learned, in essence, to live with mindfulness, to see the world with fresh eyes. Yet, this was not a sudden transformation. It was a gradual awakening, a slow unfolding of understanding. The village, once filled with anxieties and worries, began to transform. People smiled more. They helped each other more. They found joy in the simple act of living. Therefore, the village became a haven of peace and contentment. The old woman, with her gentle wisdom, had shown them the path to true happiness. But her wisdom was not just for the villagers. It was a universal truth, a timeless teaching that could benefit anyone who sought it. The essence of her teaching, rooted in the core of Buddhist philosophy, is that happiness is an internal state, not dependent on external factors. It is about cultivating mindfulness, about being present in the moment, about accepting the impermanence of all things. It is about choosing to focus on the good, even in the face of adversity. Therefore, it is about understanding that suffering is a part of life, but that we have the power to choose how we respond to it. Life will always present challenges, moments of sorrow, times of uncertainty. Yet, we can choose to approach these challenges with a positive attitude, the sense of gratitude, with a deep understanding of impermanence. We can choose to find joy in the small things, to appreciate the beauty of the present moment, to cultivate inner peace. Yet, this is not about ignoring the pain or pretending that everything is perfect. It is about acknowledging the pain, accepting it, and then choosing to move forward with a sense of hope and resilience. The old woman's wisdom, a gentle reminder that happiness is not a destination, but a journey, a daily practice. Therefore, remember that even in the midst of life's storms, you have the power to choose joy, to find peace, to live with a heart full of gratitude. And as you walk your path, remember, the truest happiness blooms from within, a quiet garden that no storm can ever truly touch. If you found this story helpful and would like to learn more about living a mindful and happy life, please subscribe to this channel.